Welcome all to my Kx057-5. Just took off the ditching bucket. We have that off, so we'll pull up. I am not a professional operator, so this is a lot more tool than I am driver, but that's the only way to learn. What we're going to do is we're going to go hook up the digging bucket. And we're going to do a little bit of a driving video, because when I was looking at one of these, because I wanted to buy one, and as such I bought one, almost never were there any pictures of them being driven. So right now, I'm using my feet. You can use your hands. We're in reverse right now. The blade is the front. The blade is controlled by this lever. Down. And it's got a lot of power. We'll just lift the unit right up, not a problem. And then we have tip, just like that. We need to get that up out of the way so we can drive. She's up all the way, and just because I'm really anal, it's straight. See the little orange indicator? It is probably more precise to control it with your hand, but that means you can't do things with your hands. And I can imagine, based upon doing this now, why people haven't made many driving videos, because it's actually kind of hard to do all this, because it's designed to be used with all your hands. So now we're going full throttle in reverse in turtle mode, which is slow mode. And obviously watch where you're going. I do have the backup camera on. So we're going to gently make a turn. We're going to very gently make a turn because I don't want to just beat on my tracks for no apparent reason. We'll take it wide. And then we'll come to a stop, and now we'll gently go forward. Like that. Now, like I said, they're connected to my feet. I can use this if I want to, but this leaves my hands free to be able to operate, and when I switch between hands, this. Now, in theory, being that this is my first time ever coupling a quick disconnect bucket on a Mini, or on anything, my first time driving a mini excavator was loading it onto my trailer. So needless to say, it was a bit of a learning curve. So what we're going to do is we'll probably stop coming close, just because I don't want to get too close to my trailer. There's no reason to. We got, I think the spec is 21 foot of reach. Now, you might be asking, why in the blithering why do you have a mini excavator? Well, we're going to use it to do some trenches for our building that we're building, as you viewers may have seen. And I'm doing this one hand by one hand here. So you guys, I'm switching here between the controller, or the controls. Just very gently, like that. I'm switching back and forth between controls. So in theory, I could use my elbow if I was really slick. It told me if I wanted to enable my thumb. I may as well enable it. I don't need it right now, but from what I could tell, this is literally my first time, and like I said, I'm moving back and forth. Why did I get a mini excavator? We're going to dig some trenches for our water line, our power line, or potentially I might be digging our septic field here with this. We're going to be building a house at where we're building our farm, or building our building, and we're starting our own little farm. As you can see, I'm just being very gentle. Just out a little bit. Quick, and I think we boom that down. There we go. Now I got to guess to it. Does it bottom out? Take some load off it. Let's try that and see how close Dougie was, eh? What do you guys think? So, ow! I just got zapped with sorry about that. So we have our pin. Big old lady. We're going to walk underneath because OSHA says that's okay. And we're going to walk our happy butts over here. And in theory, the pin will slide right in. Am I lucky today? Nope. We're not lucky. We need to come down just a smidge. So I'll put the parts right here. Just a smidgen more. So, as you can see, it's a learning curve. This is the old girl. We will be using her for not only deer habitat improvements. There's the beast right there. We will be using this for not only deer habitat improvements, but also for constructing my home, my new home. There we go. What do you think? Just like that? That'll do it, I think. There we go. Try that. A little bit of a hike up and down here, isn't it? So what we're going to do, for those of you guys who are going to stick around for some buffoonery, we will treat you with some driving. Oh yeah, we get some lube on that. I like lube. We're going to grab. Be right back. I'm not going to hold the phone for all this. Hold on. We are going to use what I call the precision attitude adjusting tool. Oops. All right. Attitude has been adjusted. Now they're ready to learn and listen. Good job, Pin. Now I do have a keeper bolt that I'm going to use on this because my dealer recommended to go away from the stupid keeper. I will do that. What I'm doing right now is not digging into the ground. I am actually going to be stockpiling and moving some chipper grindings to make dirt with topsoil. So we have some here, and I'm going to make multiple dump trailer loads and multiple dump truck loads into one pile. Then some of the other things we have to do, this is all tiled. It all runs to the middle. There's a middle drain that goes right down there. Over on that end needs to have a little bit better of a dam for the drainage water coming through that property. There's a river that comes through, or a stream, it's not a river. There's water tricklage that comes through that property there, and it goes underground in theory. If it gets really crazy rain, it goes above ground and it erodes our field. We don't want to have that. So I'm going to be building a better dam to keep the water going into the drain tile. And then the other one, put this back. This ripped while I was camping, and therefore it's kind of a liability. I'm gonna have to look up a replacement for that because that's kind of dangerous. It seems like a good way to monkey up my truck. So I'm gonna set it down really quick. Now we'll go play. We're pinned, good to go. Here we go. I'm sorry that took a little while, guys. That was my first time putting a quick connect bucket onto a mini tractor, so I don't think I did too bad. Could have been better, and I'm sorry for a little bit of time that took. So what we're doing right now is we're gonna back up nice and easy, and I guess we can go ahead and curl. I gotta re-enable my thumb. There's my thumb. Doesn't she fit perfect with that bucket? Actually, this is actually good. Here, what we're going to do, shove this out. We'll roll this out and get the water out of it. We'll close the thumb. How? Okay, so it goes right there. This is my first time having the other bucket on here. So she's got to close like that in order to get a thumb full. So we'll keep that in mind. So that was the thumb control, and I'm sorry it's getting dark, guys. That's the thumb control, and you enable it with this button. Oh gosh, I think this thing has a cab light, doesn't it? Aha! Well, it didn't really do much. Just trust me, it's thumb control right there, and there's a button right here that you enable it with. I do have my light on, or my backup camera on, and I can cycle between that. So I get fuel, hydraulic oil temp, engine oil temp, hours on the machine, RPM, and there's a beautiful little toggle switch right here that you guys are going to have a really hard time seeing. We'll do that in the daylight, it'll be a little easier. The thing is that I have room to drive this beast. Oh, and what we're going to do too is we're going to use the trigger right here on the blade. That's what changes it to rabbit mode. So go faster mode. Like I told you guys, I looked for videos of them driving because I wanted to see what it was like. I mean, I'm not a machine operator. I've never driven one. So, I wanted to see what it was like. As you can see, it cats along the ground. This is full throttle, full power in fast mode. And I'm using my hands, which is extremely uncomfortable. So what we're going to do is we're going to simmer down. We're going to tilt the house a little bit. We're going to put our feet on here. We're going to drive it like this because honestly, for someone as tall as me, it's more comfortable. Now, this cab, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2". Whoops, my foot slipped. I'm 6'2", and a lot of pounds. What I'm trying to decide here is what do I want to do here. I think I want to go around the skid steer and avoid the wood pile. There's our barn. We're going to go around the skid steer, avoid the wood pile, and what I'm going to do too is I'm going to crank up the R's a little bit just so she's not working so hard. So here's just some assorted stuff from the pieces from our building that I'm trying, or definitely avoiding. What I'm hoping to do, I hope, is I'm going to push these. I have no idea how, what we're going to do too is we're here. Here's some of the chippings. The way that they dumped, there were multiple dumps and also we had to dump multiple times. So I'm going to take the trigger, I'm going to put it into crawler mode just so I'm not being so hard on the machine. We're going to back up and turn. What I'm hoping is to use the Dozer blade and see just how cool the Dozer blade is. First, I forgot to shut off my truck. Darn it. Well, there's the Dozer blade dozing. Look at that. What a beast. Lift that. We're going to move each one of those piles. I just didn't want to put so much into it, you know? Why make it work harder than we need to? So we're going to go like this, and we're going to go down, and we're going to barely scratch the surface here, in theory. I'll just pick her up just a smidge. Now I do have the lights on. Can I put on any more lights? Yep, it looks like I got all the. So that's lights off, one light, and then all lights. So I do have the lights on. We could obviously use the bucket, but the Dozer blade's working pretty well. So I think we're going to stick to that for right now. But the point of this video, like I said, I wanted to show some like just moving it, like. All the videos are of them digging, and it's kind of like it's an excavator. I mean, it's kind of supposed to dig. So I figured, and when I was looking, I'm like, man, what is it like to drive one of these things? Does it like, what does it do? And we can turn, if we want to angle it this way, we can take the Dozer blade and go like that. Sorry. I keep getting the window part right here, and I'm sorry, guys. Look at that push. Hell yeah, brother. So, what are our intentions with this beast? I would really like to get a forestry mulcher head for this guy because it is already set up with auxiliary hydraulics. It's already made for them. As far as I know, it has the extra coolers to go ahead and have them. I would like to have it both from a working on property standpoint and potentially a future business opportunity. Is I've always wanted to get into doing property and like habitat management kind of deal for like deer hunting and whatnot. It's something I really enjoy and I would like to do. Wow, this thing's a beast. It just doesn't care. Maybe we can shake some of this out. Can we shake some out? I've always wanted to do property management. So dealing with, I have a lot to learn on actually setting up properties in terms of, I suppose, design. But as I'm learning that, and I'm learning firsthand doing my own properties, obviously, I'd like to do some property work on other people's property so I can see more. The more you see, the more you learn. And they may already have somebody who is designed it, or maybe they came up with it themselves, to kind of see the different perspectives and kind of get some data on what doing different things does. Because the problem is, if you take one property, you choose to do it one way, you don't know if that way was best or if it was just okay. You honestly have no idea what the outcome is, because inherently you did it the one way. You only know about the one way. So the more properties you can do, or the more things you test, and everyone's got a different way that they hunt too. So their setup may be different, and their expectations may be different than you, and therefore they set it up differently. And then you find out that it's either better or worse for the outcome of having deer on your property. So I would like to learn these things. My goal has been to get the Mini, learn how to run it really well, and make some side money with it, as well as save some money, for instance, digging my own trenches for my building, for our new shop, and also be able to do other things. Like, I would like to get like a fence post auger, or an auger for this thing, so I can, what we're going to do too is we're going to tip this like this. What do you think? Should I make a video of plowing snow with this thing? So I was watching a video someone made on Kubota skid steers, and they were pointing out that the tracks that come on these look like they'd be good in the snow, and really they're not. So I guess that's something we're going to find out, right? We'll find out together if it's going to be any good for... And yeah, I'm kind of moving some limbs out of the way here. I'm going to spin it around. But like I said, there's more to running this than just digging, because as you can see right now, I found a use for this guy that isn't digging. And honestly, it would save a lot of time. You imagine how much time it would take to move all those piles bucket by bucket? Oh my God, that would be miserable. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tilt it like this. All right. Now I'm just stopping for reasons of not wanting to like over force the tracks. I'm sure you could push a lot harder. I just was simmering down. It's not like it ran out of power there or anything. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these. I can't believe I left my truck running. I never leave my truck running for very long. Ugh. I'll go over there, but I'm already making a video with you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive over here, and I'm going to turn the bucket or the thing straight. It would take a while. I have to do some jobs over about 500 yards that way. It's going to take a while to cat over there. Keep in mind, these things aren't fast. So there's a reason why construction companies use trailers, and even if they got a job down the road, they don't cat the damn thing. So we will be catting it, because honestly, it's a huge waste of time to put it on and off the trailer, and there is some risk to doing it. So like I said, we're going to cat it, and that's going to take some time. Man, it's crazy how dark it gets this early, guys. And I hope that this comes out okay, because like I don't really know what you can hear versus not hear. I'm going to turn my camera back on. I definitely would say the foot pedals are a lifesaver. They're so much better than controlling it by hand, so I can sit back and relax. There's cup holders in this thing. I'm going to go ahead and back up so I don't... Now also, this stuff has been chipped for a long time. It was sitting in my buddy's yard. We will probably, for fresh chippings, put them elsewhere. Because you'll always, just like hay, have an opportunity for heat to build up. You can see it steaming a little bit right there. I'm going to go check the pile. But like I said, this has been sitting in a massive pile for a long time. So it's not like this is the first time it's been in a pile. This has been in a massive pile doing its thing for a long time, like all summer. This is a very small amount of his summer's worth of work, my friend's tree company. So it's not like this is like fresh out of the... It's not like it's fresh out of the, whatever you call it, fresh off the truck, fresh off the chip. Now, some of that is over there. Actually, the stuff I already moved, but this stuff is the first load. It's really old. What I'm going to do, too, is I'm just going to... The thing about these things... Oopsies. The thing about these things is that one of the things I didn't understand going into this, not being an operator, is what I'm going to do too. And so I can see how this thing a little bit easier because I'm talking with you guys. I didn't understand, or I didn't recognize how sort of unstable equipment is. More so Bobcats. I had no idea they were like unstable. Skid steers and backhoes, this thing's pretty stable, but I guess I just kind of figured they'd take care of themselves. But it's amazing when you put the boom. I mean, look, this guy goes out, you know, that far, so you can feel it wiggle when you do that, and then all the way out, and you can feel, I don't know, or I mean, you can hear, or maybe you can see it wiggling a little bit when it does that. It's a long ways out. So just the weight of it alone is, how about we don't do that? Pick up. I haven't had the teeth on here yet. I'm also holding the phone and operating. So, or trying to operate it. I'm sure everyone's like, you're not operating crap. Well, I'm trying. Whoopsies. Like I said, we're going to, I'm trying to get this into one more realistic pile. So it's a little easier to deal with. And at the same time, show you guys how it drives. I do have a skid steer directly behind me here. Don't want to run into that. I have the bucker, that deal angled. Lift it up. And obviously I'm going to be kicking off all this accumulation of junk here. But this kind of got this a little more congealed. And what we're going to do too is we're going to move this over here. That. So, as for the property, I'm going to be making a bunch of trails because it is way over wooded. We got a lot of mature pines that need to go to kind of get some light to the ground. I would like to make a couple ponds. I have one pond already, but I want to make another pond. And what I was thinking too is I have kind of a little creek that runs through the property in the summer, and it's obviously dry, basically dry in the fall and you know, late summer. I was going to make it more defined only for beauty reasons, you know, actually dig it out. I kind of feel like someone tried to make it so it wasn't there, but like I kind of think that's a pretty thing. So we're just going to have some fun. So we're going to pick this up. So as we've all learned tonight, is that the Mini has a good bit of dozer power, and it's pretty easy to deal with in terms of dozering. So I thought you know, when it comes to like, it came down to what to get, right? I considered, because you can do some things, you know, with the skid steer, right? And skid steers are pretty amazing pieces of equipment. I considered that, but they can't dig. So no pond building. And you can do, I was hoping you could sort of do, I mean, this is the kind of thing that I'd want to be able to do, is move things around, because I knew we were going to be kind of going down this avenue of doing this. Making the dirt and potentially doing some property related stuff. So the theory is, if we can make some dirt using his trimmings, and then on people's property where the ground's low in the food plot areas, is be able to bring our own dirt instead of having to buy or whatever some. Whoops, I'm using the wrong function here because I'm talking to you guys and not paying attention. There we go. Sweet. So basically, we have now a cleaned up area. Looks a lot better. What I'm going to do too is I'll probably end up concluding the video here in just a second. We'll do some daytime stuff. It's getting to the point now where it's so dark, I'm not really sure you guys are probably getting as much out of it as you could. So we'll be doing this again, but doing some different stuff. I'm going to clean this off really quickly, and I'm going to go on with my night and let you guys go. Like I said, I'm hoping to do, first of all, most importantly, stump removal on my property, because when you cut a bunch of trees, you got to get rid of the stumps. When you can just paw the stupid stumps right out, or if you have to, dig around them. But I mean, a lot of our trees, I think it'll paw them out, but some of them are going to be, it's not like old growth trees like you're thinking of in, you know, out west or out in the Pacific coast or something. We're talking 20-inch trees, 15-inch trees, you know, 30 feet tall, something like that. Not crazy trees. I think it'd be pretty easy to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat down. Lordy, lordy. So this thing has a pretty amazing heating system. This skid steer window is awesome. We'll do that in the daylight. It's got these little handles. You just take it's really ergonomic. You just take your, see how your hand lines up right there and your thumb is right on the button right there? Whoops, I just hit it. And there's one on each side. So you can take both hands when you're not holding a telephone and wheel it up. And you do also have a skylight so you can see out of the thing. This window opens up with this nice little clicky-do right here. I don't think this thing has a radio. I thought it was supposed to. I don't think that it does. I'm gonna have to ask my dealer about that. I thought this 50th anniversary was supposed to have a radio. But this is the Kx057-5 in the 50th anniversary trim. And it is a pretty awesome unit. It does have the boom tilt. So you can tilt the boom like this and leave the house straight so you can reach next to you. Like, it basically goes almost parallel with the deal so you could dig next to you. So depending on what obstructions you might have, I mean, if you cut a tree down on the trail, you're driving down the trail with the machine, and then you can reach out and do your thing over here. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm just operating with one hand right now, so give me a little bit of a break. But you can reach over and do things over there, which is really, really, really cool. They have this beautiful guard here to protect the cylinder. It is honking. It is a serious deal. So, yeah, it seems like a really nice unit. I'm very happy with it so far, what I've used it for. 7-8 hours worth of loading the dump trailer and doing some other stuff with it. But like I said, I'm going to kick off this stuff and we're going to call it a night. We will make more, I promise. We will be doing lots of cool things with this. It's a pretty amazing unit. I'm very lucky to have it. And I think it's going to open up some doors both for property related improvements and for business opportunity, saving money opportunity. There's lots of opportunity here, so I'm very happy with that. And hopefully you guys can be along for the ride for the fun. It is a very, it's a really awesome piece of equipment. So we will see what kind of trouble we can get into with it. I do have an auxiliary hydraulic, so I would like to get a forestry mulcher in the future so that I can grind things up instead of having to chainsaw everything and move everything. The thumb opens up a lot of doors, like I said, to be able to do things. It's pretty amazing what it'll do. The thumb's got a lot of power. You can have a piece of wood in there and then just so you almost got to be careful though, because I mean you're trying to carry a load and then you break it in half. So there's a lot of power here, a lot of power. This is I think it weighs 13,000 pounds, maybe a smidge over with the steel dozer blade. So it's a heavy machine. And obviously the house does go around. Obviously, I mean that kind of, it's an excavator. But yeah, it's very, very cool. And the work lights are super duper handy. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dust off the machine here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe if you want some hunting property content, some mini content, you've already got some barn building content. Like, cool stuff is happening. I appreciate everyone who subscribes. I appreciate everyone who likes. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I tried to keep my hand as steady as I could. I tried to do my best. Maybe someday in the future, as the channel grows, we could look into some ways to mount cameras. So instead of me holding them in my hands, we could do it on a tripod or have it stuck to a wall with a suction cup. Or we'll figure it out as the channel grows. Keep in mind, this is a small channel still. Every one of your subscriptions, which are free to you, makes a huge difference to me, being able to grow the channel, being able to bring you more content. So please, if you would, it literally just takes a second, and giving the video a like opens up the door to have it get distributed to more people. So I would truly appreciate it if you did that. We'll keep growing the channel. This does not have anything to do with the channel. I mean, I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. This is my own thing. So don't think that the channel is suddenly like, oh my god, you know, I only have 190 subscribers, which I appreciate every single one of you. And to me, I say only 190. I'm amazed I have any. So thank you for doing that. I hope that I can keep striving to be a better content creator, and a better, just try to be more interesting and try to articulate what I'm trying to say better. So I'll keep working on that. And we'll keep doing some cool stuff, and you guys will come along for the ride. So like, subscribe, please take the time to watch the videos. Thank you for watching this one. Thanks for toughing out the beginning, because it was a little bit touch and go at the beginning, putting the bucket on and off. Not that there's anything weird about that. It's just like, it was my first time doing it, and I realized either some of you might be professional operators and you're like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. I just didn't want to make a mistake. So I was moving slowly and I was holding the camera in my hand. But it went off pretty easily. I mean, it only took the one try and hit it in with a mallet, so I think that's not too bad, but it may have been a little tedious for you guys. So sorry about that. From now on, we'll do a better job. That was my first time putting a bucket on a Mini, so cut me a little bit of slack. Thank you all. Have a great day. Merry Christmas if this is getting to you around Christmas. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, all that fun stuff. Happy New Year. Take care, y'all.